Can you imagine? Just cheating.
What we're discussing about today is a virus occurrence. It's something that happened, everyone knows about it. But the reason why I want us to talk about it is because it's involving a youth, and also what also transpired was something that started from the internet. And so from the story we got is that she was making a TikTok video, and then she got distracted by her lecturer, and then she responded by fighting the lecturer, and it led to a lot of things. It escalated, and that's how the thing went viral, and everyone was just talking about it. And in the end, we even heard she was expelled. While some persons were not in support of her expulsion, and some are in support. And so it's kind of like a misfeeling about what really happened and the outcome of her actions. What we're going to be discussing is just something, it's just like an open discussion. So we always want to make it open. And so if you feel free to, any of you, I'm going to ask some questions. First of all, I want to start with Mobella. You heard about this story. So what is your take about the event?
Yeah, according to the story we have online, because I think to every story there are two sides. In fact, many sides. But the most important sides of the story is the part of the two people involved. So on the part of the lecturer, and according to the video we all saw online trending, the lady was having a TikTok video. She was making a TikTok video, and she was trying to move back, like dance and maybe like feel herself to the camera. Lecturer was actually passing by the corridor, going to his office, and he just tapped on the lady, and excuse me, and the next thing, and immediately he tapped her and said excuse me. He walked away. He was going on his own, and then the lady was like, "Can you imagine?" Like even with a very disdainful look, very very that look was so bad, like as if you are looking at your mates. You can't even look at you should not even look at anybody that way, not to talk of an elderly man, your lecturer. So she looked at him that way, and she was like, can you imagine, just pushed me, or maybe like he just tapped me. And it was because of that statement, that man heard that statement and came back to like tell her that she should delete the video. Because yes, because he doesn't want to be, because actually everybody saw his face while he was
the one that asked her to delete the video.
Yes.
Oh, now I see. So that's where the issue started from.
Yes, sir. So he came back and told her, because everybody saw his face while he was passing by, and everybody.
Okay. Can I come? Oh yeah. Okay, all right.
Because I listened to a video when he gave his explanation, when he talked about what happened. He said that he noticed he was making a video. That was why he came back to tell her to delete the video.
Yes.
And then he refused that he wasn't going to delete it. And they were dragging the phone, and that was what.
Oh, that was what the thing.
Yeah, that was how everything started. That was how the lady grabbed him and started like holding his clothes, and everything just escalated like that.
Wow. Surprisingly, I'm just hearing this part. I didn't even know up to this part. Thank God, like I have been giving different judgments about this whole thing. I'm so surprised to hear a different version like this. Wow. Let me hear from you. How is it? I think it should be the same thing what she's saying, right?
Yeah, exactly. The same scenario, but then I just feel that I just see a badly raised child there.
Wow.
Like,
actually, that was the part of the lecturer. That was how the lecturer actually narrated his own
But
story.
that's what lecturer said. How about the lady? Did you hear from
So
her? How she feel?
yeah, she wrote. I think she wrote some things on her page, on her TikTok page.
So
So
it was a recorded, some not live, right?
no,
The
not
event
live.
was not live.
It was not
She
live.
was recording herself.
She was recording herself.
To ask the both of you now, both of you will tell me that the lady was wrong. Am I correct?
Yes, I would say the lady was wrong. The lady was good. She was
Okay,
good.
now let's see from a different perspective, right? In short, every lecturer should already know that we are living in a digital world, right?
Yes,
A world
yes,
that every young person is deeply involved in social media. Every young
yes.
person. And definitely we get to a point that without knowing, so many of us get so deep into it that we get carried away, right? Which is natural, okay? So, and then as a lecturer, you should, not even a lecturer, as a parent that has kid at home, you should at least have that sensitivity in you, because dealing with young people, you need to be very sensitive. You don't need to just act that way that you want to act. Now, why am I saying that? You can't just walk through someone and touch somebody like that. Some people are sensitive to touch. First of all, some people, the way they react, everyone has different sensitivity, right? You can't just walk past and touch the person to leave. If you do that abroad,
Brother or sister.
okay,
Sir,
Henry said he has something. Now, if you do that abroad, some persons can be sued.
that's
No,
abroad.
no, okay.
This is Nigeria.
Let me not say abroad, because even abroad or in the same country, Nigeria, we still have human beings there that have law. The country has law. Okay, we have law. But now let's look at it in a different perspective, in the sense of respect. You need to respect people despite your age. Definitely, if you had told the lady that, excuse me, I want to pass, or maybe this is a public space, quietly, you can't just touch people like that.
That
Now,
was
I'm bringing this
that.
area because everyone is blaming the girl.
Did you
I'm
watch?
not saying
Did
what
you
she did
watch
was
the
wrong,
video?
was right, but if I ask you, I've asked it to both of you now, you are blaming the girl. But then,
Sir, the man did nothing wrong by touching her. The man did nothing wrong.
I didn't
Like
know, let me hear from her.
she was making a video. She was making a video, and then she was moving backwards, and the man was passing. Like it was almost as if she wanted to bump into the man. The only thing, like that was the best thing he could have done at that moment, like to touch her. Like even okay, I was making a scenario with my sister this morning. Imagine I'm standing like this, and then there's somebody stepping on my toes mistakenly. I cannot just stand here and tell you. Me naturally, I cannot just stand there and tell you that I will have to, sometimes I'll push the person a little bit. I'll be like, please, you are stepping. Like I'll just let me use my hand. I'll be like, please, you are stepping on my toes. Or I should just tap you. Hello, please, you are stepping on me. Or hello, please, please excuse me, I want to pass. Like
I
there was
don't,
nothing wrong.
you see the word now, you've mentioned the word now, please excuse me, I want to pass.
Sir, excuse me is actually the correct, even if you use the word please or not. Excuse me is enough. Excuse me. Sir,
The lady
you
said, he
live,
said,
sir,
excuse
you live
me.
in the US now.
We
You
are
live in
all
the
blaming
US. How
this
do they do it?
lady.
You
I'm
see,
not saying the, okay, let me hear you now. No.
sir, okay,
She was making a video. And if you notice her movement, she wasn't even stationary. She was just moving front and back, front and back. And unfortunately, that's when the lecturer was passing. Just as she was about to get in his way or something, just something like some things happen. They don't happen like in a linear way. But what I'm just trying to say is that as she was still making those movements, that was when he was passing. And that's when he had to touch her so that she will be aware that someone is trying to pass. He also said, excuse me. Everyone heard when he said, excuse me. And he walked past. It's not like as if he said, excuse me. And then he wanted to know, like, what are you doing? You understand? Because he's already gone. Because it was evident when she looked back. She looked at the lecturer. She was looking. Now, there's one thing I used to tell myself. If something happens, there's a moment where you know whether you should do or don't. She had enough time to actually like note who actually touched her, and then she went on to then say, make that comment like, what kind of rubber? Remember the comment she made, and eventually the lecturer heard it. That was why he came back. Can you you imagine? I'm sure if she didn't say that, the lecture would have gone, and there won't have been any story. This won't have escalated. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because of that comment, that's why he came back. And then in his defense, because I've heard his sister, that's the lecturer's sister, say what happened. When he heard that comment, he came back to like, at first, and I look at who said that, like, try to ascertain if she was a student.
Okay.
Yes. At the same time, that was when he now noticed the video she was making. And that's when he now said also to delete the video. Of which, if she had also, like, I mean, you're making a video. It can be, I mean, how many times have you tried to make a video and then we don't get the right word, we then delete and come back again?
Do it again.
I mean, if you had said delete the video, I mean, you're still making a video. It's not a complete video. Of which she was interrupted. If the lecturer said delete the video, it's not a big deal. Okay, delete the video. When he goes, you can now do what you want to do and try and make it, you understand, get the perfect video she wanted.
Okay.
That's how I saw.
So no one is seeing the part that.
That's how I see it.
Okay.
Good evening.
About trying to sponsor her.
Oh, Faye, good
We've
evening.
seen the happy boys. Okay, what I was trying to say is that someone trying to sponsor the girl, it's unexpected. It's not surprising. In fact, I expected it to happen, which is very unfortunate because of the happy boys story.
Okay.
Yes, you have a right not to touch someone. You don't just touch anyone. I understand that, yes, but it happens. But still, it's all just wrong. I just feel this doesn't blow out of proportion. Let's just say it all goes.
Yeah, because it's still on. Faye, let me hear from you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So my own opinion was that after I watched that video, right, the lady, both of them actually they at fault.
Okay, good. I want to hear that.
Put it like that. Both of them they at fault. Number one, because everybody, we're not the same human beings. We're all different. We're programmed differently. The same way I can like respond to information is a different method whereby Mobella is going to like respond to it. Do you understand? We didn't come to this world together. So
Right.
she looks like an aggressive person. The girl in question looks like a very, very aggressive person. Let us not ignore the fact that we have not gone to university before. Lecturers, they see us as pawns. Yes, let's be factual. Lecturers they see students as pawns, like, do you understand, in a chess games.
Right.
Like they can just play us around and do whatever they think that they can to us. Do you understand? They want us to worship them like gods. That's justice. Put it like that.
True.
It's not about the girls from a bad
Right?
she's from a bad background, or she doesn't have home training. It's nothing like that. Lecturers, they are just good at that. They just want us to see them as gods, to worship them. Like, you can, like, once you hear a certain lecturer is coming for lectures, coming to a class, you have that fear in you. There's always this fear when you hear a certain lecturer is coming to class. Why is it so? You don't understand?
Yeah.
That girl now, see, we should just think about the ifs. What has been going on behind the camera? What she has seen behind the camera. So nobody should just even judge her. Number one. You again, as a lecturer, what's the essence of you saying excuse me if you know that you're going to touch somebody?
Good.
It's something that you are going to say with your mouth. There is no need. See, just you touching the person. It has already cancelled the fact. It has cancelled the excuse me. Because what is the excuse me for? You are telling somebody excuse me, you are touching the person. And I watched that video very well, right? She wasn't even going with full force. She was going like slowly, backwards, slowly. She would have still cut her stance and she would have moved forward. With him just saying excuse me, but the touching, why will you touch her?
Yeah.
You still know that she's a female. You even know that she's a female, and you're saying that she has bad home training. Why? Right there was where the lecturer first fucked up. Then where the girl can't fuck or pass. Now when she can't insult the man, she would have just let it be. She can't insult the man. She would have just let it be. Then the man came back again. The F wants you to tell the girl to delete the video is another thing. On top phone, maybe say you don't buy for me. Why? It's not right.
Like the audacity.
It is not good. The lecturer first fuck up, then the girl can't fuck up pass. the man can't fuck up again. Why you go tell the girl say make she delete video wey she did do? Now him buy the girl phone.
What are we discussing here? Where did we lost our morality? Where did we lost our respect for others?
No, that is the fact. That is the fact, Henry. That is fact. Or Papinina,
No,
whoever
it's
is talking. That is fact. That's actually fact. That
Respect
is
for
fact.
others. I think that the girl was totally rude, regardless of whatever. See, there are some things that happens that you don't listen to both sides. If a girl should come out and she says that a guy assaults her or something, and they notice that the guy is see, there are some things that society judge based on some things. They will judge you if they say if a girl says you raped her or something. Like people favor one part to one part. Honestly, lecturers, you should respect them in their lane. I'll be sincere with you.
Sir,
So you
hello,
just
hello, sir.
Yeah, Mobila.
Hello, sir. So, okay, when I was trying to cut Fade the other time, was that he said the lady looks aggressive. She doesn't look aggressive, though. She's very rude and uncouth. For real. Let me tell you something. See, Faith, you are a Nigerian student, right? You are attending the Nigerian university, or maybe you attended the Nigerian university. Let me tell you now. Okay, look at that lecturer. Look at that man. Did he behave like the average Nigerian lecturers?
I swear.
He didn't
Eh?
behave that like
Hey,
the
see,
lecturer wasn't
Mobella.
even, let me tell you something. If you see like the normal Nigerian lecturer, Omo, that lady no go even live there
No,
without
I think if she was a female,
See,
if that's possible, if she was a female,
Mobella.
that would be possible.
Mobella. I want to give you an instance. Wait, oh yeah,
see,
go on.
let me tell you
Go on.
something. That lecturer wasn't rude. He wasn't even aggressive with her. Do you get? And let me tell you something. How can a lady, like a normal student, a normal person, a normal young person from a home, like that lady lacks home training? Let's just be real. How can you look at your lecturer that way? Can she look at her father that way? Can she look at her mother that way? In the first place, I think if she didn't look at him that way, that man wouldn't even have come back, or maybe like reacted anyhow.
Mo, this is where you're wrong.
Say the factual.
Wait, hold on now, hold on. I'm being factual. This is where you are wrong. If you are going to blame only the girl, then you are wrong. You cannot blame only the girl. The man is also at fault. Both of them are at fault.
Exactly, that's what I want to find out for Nina.
The man is also at fault.
Only the girl. What part is the lecturer wrong?
Okay, where
See,
is what
hold on.
part exactly? Thank you. What part?
Oh yeah, wait. Let me talk. Let me speak.
You must respect your lecturers.
Your lecturer. How can you not respect your lecturer?
Regardless of whatever they do to you, you must act like a fool.
Wow. So you're supporting Faye.
Okay.
What Faye is saying that you use as pawn? That the lecturers are using students as pawn, like
Exactly.
So Faye is correct.
They use the Mo.
That is not it. Not as pawn, sir. You have to. They are your lecturers. You have to respect them.
Okay.
You just have to keep being like a fool. Honestly, I'm being sincere. If you're in an organization or a company, you just came in. Yes, this is a good explanation. You just came in just 6 months, barely 6 months into an organization. You think you have opinion? You think your opinions are being heard? Do you think you understand the system? Do you think you must be like a move for those that have been in the system, or even your MD, your CEO, your directors? Your directors are your lecturers. They're the one directing you on how you.
Let's talk about the lecturer, this particular lecturer in question. Have you noticed since all this thing began, everyone has been talking about those that have known the lecturer. They've been saying that he's a good person, that he's not the kind of person that does this kind of things and all that. When I was in school, there was this lecturer who was a former HOD of our department. He was a drinker, he was sluggish, he doesn't teach well. When we were in final year, some students were under him for projects. Nothing happened during the what's it called? This mock defense. Nothing happened. It was during their final defense that this lecturer cancelled all the students under him, all their efforts and everything. A few years, less than 2 years later, I heard that the man passed. Every student under that lecturer were jubilating. Were even cursing the man further. You understand? Most of us have been in the Nigerian university system. We all know how it can be. Yes, that's the average lecturer. But there are some lecturers who we know that these ones are very good, they are nice and all that. See, if you know how social media is now, if that lecturer in question, this music lecturer, if he was actually rough. Even that day that it happened, in the very first post I saw, even on the comments, one person called the lecturers and said, this lecturer, he's not the kind of person that will look for trouble now. That was the first one I saw. Then the following day, the man's sister talked. Okay, let's not bring the man's sister into it because, of course, someone that is related to the victim or whoever is in the case, they'll take the person's relationship into question, you understand?
Yeah.
But I still saw more random people who came out to say that they know the lecturer. This lecturer is not the kind of lecturer that would like intimidate the lecturer. And if that is actually true, like we all know the average lecturer, if that lecturer actually was the average Nigerian lecturer, he won't have stopped at the church. In that video, you see him actually say, "What are you doing?" While he be taking video on university premises and all that. Something have escalated there and there. It was the average Nigerian lecturer that we all know and fear. You understand? That's why I said that if that lecturer was more than that, this case will have been both ends. As in, like I said earlier, lecturer touched her. In fact, let me tell you something. Even a few days ago, Seth, you don't even know whether the lecturer was even really in his person, if he was really thinking, if he knew what, as in, okay, a few days ago, this was about 2 days ago, I was walking on the street. My mind was far a bit. Then at the last instance, I realized that I was about to hit somebody who was pressing phone. Before I could even like react and say, because I already knew I was going to hit him. Before I could even fully react, both of us hit ourselves. Now, this is where, like I said earlier, this is where we know where we escalate things or we de-escalate things. Me, I was ready to de-escalate because I knew I was at fault. I should have been looking, I should have been aware, I shouldn't have hit the person. The other person could have actually have like, why he hit me? You know, they look rude, that kind of thing. The guy also noticed that maybe he too was wrong because we just both like acknowledge that, oh, we hit ourselves. Oh, I saw you like wave and we moved on. So what happened in that situation, the Unizik student, it could have gone any other way. He didn't have to touch her. Yes, we agree he didn't have to touch her, but he touched her. And it wasn't rough. It was a simple tap, excuse me. And he moved on. The girl had enough time to actually let the lecturer even pass before she should have made that statement. I mean, you know you're going to say that, yes, but you had already stayed long enough. I mean, if you look at it and count the number of seconds, it was enough for her to have known what she was doing before she actually said that. Can you imagine? I mean, come on now. Or was she saying it because, like, now we know that this girl, her mother is a lecturer in the school. She could have, maybe she wanted to use that. Maybe she was going to bank on that. That okay, my mom is a lecturer. Because in the end, when we later on heard that the girl's mother, as a lecturer, was trying to defend.
The mother is a lecturer in the school.
That's another angle I have to look at.
Okay. Now I see where this is coming from. If there's an apology, she should do it open. Also, if there must be an apology, there's nothing like private apology and all that. She should do it open. If there was, so which means there's no apology. If I should say, there is no.
Okay. If even if there's an apology, right? What is it going to change? It has been explained already. So what's it going to change?
Yeah, but I think it will change a lot if I thought that she finds out that she agrees. But
it can't change anything.
It will change because
it can't explain anything.
It can actually change things.
Yeah, it will change. I think it will change.
Like, and she shows remorse. Like, it can change so many things.
Let's talk about the expulsion. Don't you think that expulsion was too strict to expel her? Don't you think that was?
Don't tell her maybe she go cut grass.
Don't you think that just is open? Don't you think that was too extreme? Nina, what do you think?
Yeah, it was extreme.
I don't know the government council, you know. I
don't
know what happened, because I'm very sure they didn't expel her anyhow. They had a meeting, but they told her, they asked, because universities don't expel until you have a conversation with yourself. I'm very sure there's what they call the Senate House now. The Senate.
Yes.
So
Senate building.
And then they asked her that, they will have a conversation with her, honestly. And I am very sure, from what I perceive, that girl stood on the right that this man interrupted my video. I'm very sure.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Jennifer, you're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very, very afraid to open up because I feel as if I'm open up, my life will be like frustrated more. started my master's program July 2023. As of December, I was to do my proposal. I submitted everything, and before I could be given a chance to like submit, I had to pay fee for my proposal to be approved, because every time I get cycled, all this red pen will cycle it, and I will try my possible best to arrange it in a way that I believe it's very okay for me to like present my work as a science student. I'm currently doing my analytical chemistry. I don't even know the reason why it is like why everything is like that, but then other students will be like, there is this particular thing you have to do before you qualify, and you are not doing it. So that was when I had to like, okay, so I paid. When I paid, it was approved that okay, let me submit the work. When I submit the work to the authority, now it's time for me to do the presentation. I have to pay this certain fee, 15,000 naira. I just paid the money, and they're like, no, you will not do it now. And I was like, I don't understand. So what is actually delaying me for like over 3 months? I have submitted this work. So this Tuesday, because a lot of scholarship I have to apply, then they would request for my CGPA. So I was like, sir, please, I really need my results for some scholarship application, because I want to further my studies and I will be needing my results. Like, oh, so why am I adamant about the result of a thing? I was like, says,
Network is
Yeah,
really
network
bad.
is really bad.
She should take action. Just leave the lecturer.
But she's
You
still
have
having
got.
that she's scared.
See, don't be scared. Don't be scared at all. This is you being vulnerable. Like, put yourself in the lowest, like in the lowest level that you can put yourself. Go to a lecturer in the faculty. It can be a female lecturer. You can start with a female lecturer. See, beg. You are a student. You are the one that have so many things to get from the school and from the lecturer. Beg a lecturer. See, sir, this is what I'm facing. This is what I'm passing through. See,
Because the way she's sounding now, it's like there's no reason.
some lecturers are just very evil. Some lecturers are just built like that. They are very, very, very evil.
From the point I get from this whole thing is that one, the system should get involved. The Nigerian educational system should get involved. Should get social media into their plan, or if it's curriculum, or whatever they call it. They should put it, and the awareness should be thorough awareness amongst lecturers and students. There should be an awareness. There should be a kind of like the lecturers should, because many of these lecturers, they are old school. Many of them don't know about social media. So they should let them know about this. So they should know how to deal with a student when it comes to social media. Lecturers should be trained on how to manage humans. Many lecturers don't know how to manage humans. Okay, all they care is that go to the classroom, write something on the blackboard, and then off they go. Mark and give the F and E's that they want to give. Lecturers should be trained. They should kind of like nurtured on how to deal with humans. Human management, as a lecturer, human management should be your core skill, because you're dealing with humans from different backgrounds. So the lecturer should think of that. They should know how to handle humans, how to deal with humans. Is very, very important. That is very, very important. And then the ethics should also be there. And then there should be a way of fostering an environment where students will have a mutual relationship with their lecturers. Students should not be scared of their lecturer. Your lecturer should be your friend. Your lecturer should be
Exactly.
your
That one is
friend.
spot on.
They should create an environment where these two set of calibers of individuals correlate, coexist in this university environment.